Hey gang, this is G. It's been so long since I posted my last video. I know some of you were wondering if I'm still beekeeping. I am. The last 2 years been extremely busy. As per the update I've posted earlier this spring. But I'm still beekeeping. So today will be a quick video just to give you an update on my bee yard, what's going on, and do an inspection of this nuke. This is a nuke I made from a different colony a few weeks ago because it's full-on swarm season here, and I had a super strong hive with lots of queen cells, and I thought, let's try to make a nuke out of it. So I'll give you a bit of an update of what's happening in the bee yard. This gives you the look of my current bee yard. Unfortunately, not all those hives are occupied at the moment, but I'm working on it. I'd like to have 4 or 5 colonies at the end of this season, if possible. If you haven't watched my previous video, just to give you a summary of the winter, I went in the winter with 3 colonies and I came out in February, March with 3 colonies. I was pretty happy about that, to have 0 loss. I did treat with oxalic acid and formic acid in the fall, and I think that helped with the mites. The mites completely wiped my bee yard the previous year. Unfortunately, something happened in April, like late April. I lost that colony when I came to inspect after 3-4 weeks. There was just dead bees, so I was left with that one and that one. And now, a few weeks ago when I inspected, I noticed that this hive there had laying workers, which means like female normal worker bees trying to lay eggs, and I could not find a queen. So I did add a honey super on it a few weeks ago, just in case, with a queen excluder, just to have a look. From that big colony there, that one is super active. So about a month ago, I tried to make a nuke, which means I took some eggs of various stages from that colony. I put it into a small nuke box, so there's 5 frames in there, along with 2 frames of honey. And I picked a frame that had lots of queen cells on it. So my first attempt didn't work out. There was only like, I think 2 queen cells on the first frame that I moved, but I tried again 2 weeks ago now, and I put 2 new frames that had tons of queen cells. I think I counted 7 of them. So I think there should be a queen in there. So we'll have a look. I think they're starting to get a bit crowded in there, and it's hot today, so there's a bit of bearding happening. My plan would be to move that nuke into that colony at some point, if it works out. Last weekend, lots of queen cells again in that one, so I actually did what's called a walk-away split. So what I did, the box that's at the top there used to be the second box on that hive, and I simply took it out, moved it there, added another box that was containing just empty frames, like drawn cones, ready for the queen to lay in there. So when you do a walk-away split, you're not really sure if you're taking the existing queen and moving it to a new box, or if you're or if she's staying there and just moving queen cells. But the trick is that you need to have a good amount of queen cells and brood at different phases and eggs in each of them. And the concept behind a walk-away split is that the colony that does not have the queen will make one. So my goal for today is to try to do an inspection of, well, that nuke, that hive, and that hive, to see if I can see eggs and maybe the queen. And that's it. If I have time, I'd like to look at that one to see kind of what's going on. But they're all getting like super crowded. That one I added another honey supers. The 2 of them are full of honey already. That one has 1 box full of honey. But yeah, the queen in that colony is in super top shape. There was lots of eggs, lots of brood. And despite my attempts at trying to prevent swarming, I think that one did, which leads me to believe that this is the box that the queen was left in, and that this one would be a new queen. But I don't know. we'll have a look. So I'll take you along with me, just on quick, I'll give you quick summaries of what's happening with these 3 things. Let's go. I'm happy to be back in action with my beekeeping videos. This is my nuke box. 20 days ago, I've put some frames in there with lots of queen cells. And what we're gonna do right now is have a quick look to see if there's actually a queen in there. And if there is, it means that the nuke worked. And I'd like to transfer that nuke into the colony below. This is a hive that did not make it through the winter. But so it's full of, it's good. There's lots of space in there. It's already cleaned up. And hopefully I can move those bees in there and that becomes their new home. So let's have a look. So I have my smoker ready. It's one of those things where to look at just one nuke, I don't think I would need a smoker, but I find that every time I don't think I need one, I wish I had it. So I'm gonna try to gently open the cover. There's lots of bees there. That could be for 2 reasons. Either they're getting crowded in that box, or it's just too hot. So they get outside to help to regulate the temperature inside. So let's have a look. My nuke boxes I build myself, and they're very simple. So the cover like that. And I use aluminum foil bubble wrap. I buy this from Home Depot, and it's the kind of stuff you'd use to wrap around your hot water tank to maintain the energy. So I use that stuff to build my winter wraps around the hive and all kind of other stuff. So I got the idea of doing those kind of inner covers from Ian Stepler's YouTube channel. All right, let's have a look. This nuke is full, really full of bees, which is great. I think it's a good sign. I'll try to carefully remove the frames and see if I can see some eggs. And if that's the case, it means there's a queen in there that is laying. As you can see, it's very, very packed. So I love working with nukes because, as you see, that like there's no bees flying around, there's nothing coming into my face trying to bite my face. Nukes are really gentle usually. The fact that the bees are so gentle as well could be a sign that there's a queen, because if they can smell a queen and they can smell some broods, they know that the hive is in good shape. When you open a hive that's queenless, with no queen, no eggs, no brood, you can sense the difference. They're way more agitated, more nervous, and more aggressive. So, okay, I'm gonna put the phone down, try to take a few frames off, and let's see what's going on in there. All right, I've pulled the first frame out just to have a look. I can see brood. There you go. This is all capped brood and brood at various stages. So given the amount of time that has went by since I did my split, I know that that brood is new. I'd like to see some eggs, but that brood is all new. Therefore, I'm pretty confident that there is a queen in there. The next side, but the other side even has more. I'm showing you the other side. So as you can see, everything that's there with the cover, what they're capping on, is all capped brood. So bees that have reached a point where in the development where they were capped, and they're going to become adult bees. And this is a very nice brood laying pattern. So I'm trying to look for a queen. It's very shady and it's right now, so it's not the best setup to try to find one, but honestly, I'm going to look at one other frame, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. I think those bees are ready to be moved to their own colonies. All right, I've just replaced the inner cover just on right now. I didn't want to have to put the frame back in there to move it. I didn't really plan, so I'm going to move that box here. In the meantime, the frame that I just took out, I've set up just temporarily there. So they'll be okay for a few minutes over there. I checked and the queen is not on it, so there's, I think, not any chance of it causing any problems. But I'm gonna move fast, put that there so I can open the hive and move the bees in their new home. All right, I took the boxes that were there. Have a bit of an ant problem, unfortunately, into those abandoned colonies. So I just moved a different box there. I moved the frame of brood that I just showed you in the middle. The one that was right next to it is right there. And now in between, I'm going to give them this old frame, which is ready for the queen to lay in. So I'm going to try to essentially put some of those in between some of the old frames. Lots of honey, so that frame, that last frame that I took out, has lots of resources on it, like pollen, honey, etc. So this one is going to go right there. And the queen can use it to lay some more eggs. They're getting very tight, so it looks like this nuke was about to get into swarm mode. So hopefully I caught it on time. Giving them another frame, empty frame to lay eggs. That's another frame full of honey. This is all honey, it's super heavy. Another nice empty frame. This one is a new one. It's good to alternate old wax and new wax. This is a new one that is only partially drawn, so they will finish the comb and finish drying it off. So now we're just gonna tighten everything up a little bit. Put my 10 frames in there. So now so there's still bees left in there. We'll shake them into their new home very soon. That's not a problem. Really a lot of bees. It's hard to believe that all those bees were fitting in there. There's lots of cap brood, so this colony is about to explode. When you move a nuke, like what I would usually do is keep it into one box for now, and then when it's full, you add the second one. But there's so many eggs, like there's so many bees about to come out from the cap brood that the population is just going to explode very soon. So I think I'm going to add a second box right away to this one. All right, I'm done. It took me a bit longer than I expected, but they're finally all into their new home. And yeah, I added just empty frames and a few frames of honey on each side to give them a bit more resources. But there's plenty of pollen and nectar out right now, so I don't have any doubt that they'll be able to like rebuild their stores. So very good. So I consider this a success. And that's how everything looks right now. So still a few bees left in here. They're eating some of the honey that's on the sides. So I'm just going to shake those in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the cover with the hole facing up. The bees are a bit excited now because they didn't like being thrown into the colony like I did. So the hole facing up, and I'm gonna put the roof all the way down, and that's because technically there's enough bees to occupy one box. They're gonna spread, but this is one less opportunity for other hives to come and rob them. So as you can see, there's a lot of activities. Lots of activities now. So there were lots of bees in there. Ideally, I should have done this last weekend, I think. So it's crazy how quick those little nukes can take off. So again, like I have to deal with ants. Maybe I'll do another video about ants. If you have an empty beehive with honey in it or a very weak colony, ants can really be a pain. All right, so we're gonna do, this is gonna become the pink colony. Gonna put the roof on, and then that's gonna be it. All right, so this is the front. Bees have a very precise GPS system for navigation, so it's possible some of the bees that come back will be looking for the nuke that was on top and might not realize that this is their new home. But hopefully it's far enough. They say if you're within 3 feet, usually you should be fine. But if I would have moved them over there, that would have been a problem, because the bees would have come all the way here. You know, all the harvesters, that are coming back would be lost. So that's why it's important to kind of really plan ahead where you want your bees to be. And that's the reason I had put the nuke box on top of it, because I wanted to use those boxes. So I think that's it for that portion of today. I'm gonna make a different video for the inspection of the other hives, because this is getting a bit long. So this is part 1, and I encourage you to stay tuned. I'll be posting part 2 and 3 very soon. So once again, thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm G. This is my bee yard. I do beekeeping the way that, it's my personal way of doing it. I'm not saying it's the best way or the right way, but it's the right way for me. But the thing with beekeeping is that you always have to be willing to learn. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. If you have any feedback for me on what I could have done better, I am open to feedback always. Beekeeping is an ongoing learning experience. So I hope this gave you a bit of an idea of how to transfer a nuke from a split into a new colony. If you'd like to keep up with my beekeeping adventures, feel free to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you stopping by. I do this for fun, and I hope you got something from this video. So take care, and we'll see you next time.